Delicious Pot Patsy here, and today
I have an incredible mod for you guys for 0.13.1 of Minecraft Pocket Edition. So this is the Too Many Items mod, which is now known as the Toolbox mod, which I'm sure many of you have actually heard of in the past, but it's been updated fully for the 0.13.0 update. So I want to show you guys a little bit of what that actually does. So if I tap on my inventory button here, you'll see the entire interface has actually been modified. That's what the mod does, okay? It adds a search button, so you could search, let's say you want to look for something brick. You could just type in brick, hit done, and anything with brick would show up on the search list. So it's kind of similar to PC actually, because PC has search functions in there, but I'm gonna exit out. Now, one thing you can take note of is I'm in creative mode, okay? So if I push this button, for example, stone, you can see I'm in creative mode. I have infinite of anything. I can fly, all that good stuff. So what you'll see though is if you go to your inventory page, you can tap on the top right button here with this chest, and it will actually take you to your survival looking inventory, so you can modify it. You can modify your armor as well as enchant things. So let's say I want to enchant my diamond sword, for example, to experiment with different enchantments. I tap the enchant button, then you're going to tap on your sword, and you can scroll through a huge list of different enchantments you want to choose from. So I'm going to choose flame, and you can tap one. Now what that does, that will enchant it one level, okay? But you can actually tap and you can keep going, and you can actually go further than it's possible in the game. Of course, enchantment number 30 for flame is not possible with the actual game itself, but I'm going to save that, and I'm going to go ahead and equip my sword here. Okay, go backwards. Tap the enchant button to disable that. So now I've got a sword here with a flame level of, I think, 30. Yeah, flame 30 of diamond sword. So it's obviously very, very powerful. I'm trying to see if I see an animal nearby we can test it on. I think that the flame would be kind of pointless. It would probably kill the animal so quickly. I'm not sure how well that would work, but you get the idea. You can enchant whatever you want, just to experiment too. It's a lot of fun, you know, to be able to kind of play around with enchantments. There's so many different types, and so it's cool to be able to see them all in one place. Now, another thing is if you tap the compass on the bottom right at any time, it'll take you over here to the menu here, so you can search your inventory and search for different block items, so you can find them all very quickly. If you don't like that, you can always go to your individual separations on the left, which is what Mojang, of course, has added to Minecraft Pocket Edition. Now, the next tab on the top right is the settings tab, which you can change pretty much any setting about the world you like. Obviously, you can change between creative and survival, between overworld and the underworld, which is the nether, as most of you know. You can enable and disable flying. That's also inclusive of survival mode. You can actually be in survival mode with flying turned on. You can kill yourself, you can heal, you can change your hearts, you can also restore your hunger and modify that. You can change the time of the day just by scrolling through this. Look at this. Now it's nighttime, okay? Now just a second ago, it was totally day. I go back in there, I take the time, I swipe it around, and boom, we're right in the daytime. It's super cool, especially if you're like a map creator and you want to see what something might look like in the nighttime. The next thing you can do is stop time. Now, stop time, if you have this enabled, basically what that will do is make it so whatever time it is on here, it will stay that way and it will not change. It will not progress to the day. You turn that off, the time will move on its own as, you know, as time goes as you play the game. The next thing is you've obviously got weather effects. You can turn those on. You can switch it over to here. You can also have rain, and I think this will also include lightning if you switch it all the way over to the right, which is what I did. But I'm going to turn it back over to the left. Ooh. This is the one that glitched for me a long time ago. Sometimes this one's hard to swipe. There we go. Alright, now potion effects, of course, are super cool. So you can just tap add. You've got a ton of options here. I'm going to add myself a bunny one. So it says jump boost. I'm going to amplify it super crazy just for fun. I'm going to take the duration just for 1 minute. Okay, now you can make any time you want. You can turn up to 177 weeks, or which, you know, that will last forever. You will never lose that effect if you do that. Whereas if you just do 1 minute, that's, of course, I think that's what I want to do just to kind of test. Now we have a potion effect. You can see it up here, a jump boost for another few seconds. So you can see it's way huge jump boost. But of course, if you add a bunch of different potion effects with speed and jumping, you could probably have quite a bit of fun in your Minecraft worlds, just kind of playing around with this mod alone. It's just got so many different options you can use to make the game a bit more cool, and especially in creative mode. And you can also use this with your friends. I think if you both had the mod installed, it should work without problems. Now you can also remove all the effects just with that button, as that's there in case you accidentally add yourself 177 weeks of some sorts of thing. So you can see it's infinite. It's never going to go away. I've got a weakness, so that's why they add the remove button, so you can remove those effects and not have them forever. Now you can also kill all the animals in the world instantly. You can spawn them. You can do all kinds of things, set fire and whatever you like. Now the next tab here is for teleporting. You can tap add here. Let's go ahead and add one. Oops, gotta name it. I'm gonna name it TP just for fun. That obviously makes no sense. TP add. Now, if I were to go somewhere else, right, I'm just like flying around, hanging out in my world. You know, the world gets big, right, because it's an infinite world, so it can just continue to get huge worlds. And so let's say you're out in the forest and you're trying to remember where your house is. You don't know, you can't remember, so you tap on this, you go to that menu, and you tap to TP, and boom, you've got back to this exact point where you were when you tapped add, which could be super useful. I can't remember if the previous version had this or not, if it's a completely new thing, I'm not sure, but basically, if you have the 0.13.0 update, I would highly recommend using that feature, especially if you've got some larger worlds and you like to switch around between locations very quickly. Thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Definitely go get this mod and download it for free. I will put a link in the description below so you guys can go get that. If you can't figure out how to install it, I will also link you to a tutorial so you can go figure out how to install the mod. Thanks again, guys, and I will see you next time in more Minecraft Pocket Edition.